Hey, howdy, hey. Well, there's been a lot of changes around here. You're not going to see them directly, but hopefully you see them during this stream and the next stream. Over this next week, I'm going to be juggling some new changes, including faster connection. So hopefully we can get a higher resolution video for next time. I was trying to tinker with it right now for this stream, but I forgot to finish it up. So anyway, we'll be doing that for next time. Yesterday, I did the animation of this shot while I was on the Dadman stream. And so thus, we're going to be moving on to the next one, which is where the hook loops around and comes back. Okay, so I'm just going to begin with this, and I will continue with discussions and narrations, whatnot, in a little while. Well, probably should have remembered, don't click that button until you're ready to really go into that area, because it takes a while for it to load. I don't know why, but I think it is related to the size of the video project. There we go. Kind of strange to realize that now Blender is the bottleneck in my workflow. You know, it's nice to actually have the ability to do renders and not have it affect the stream anymore. Next month, we're going to be doing the big update for the main PC. Not looking forward to that, honestly. It's just another thing that I didn't want to have to learn, but lo and behold, I'm going to have to. And to get it over to the new system will probably take quite a bit of experimenting. Greetings, Jersey. Things are going fine and dandy. Got another shot figured out, and now I'm on to another one. Trying to refine the shot of where the bite is actually taken. And this is where the original animation ends. I think I'm going to do one more shot after this. We will see. But then we go through the entire animation afterwards and do a cleanup. And so the goal for tonight, get this animated as much as possible. How are things going with you? Great-ish. Indeed. Let's do this again. I made 122 shake keys with the face. It took a while. 122. Hokey smokes. That is a lot. Dang it. This again. Okay. Try this again. It was a great learning experience. That is indeed what you need to look for. A good learning experience. That is a good way to view it. A lot of people just get disheartened and they just call it quits and never actually think about, that maybe this is actually good to try and do. But yeah, some people just get disheartened. So it's good that you have the patience for that. A lot of people don't. I wish more people did, though. There's a lot of projects that never happen just because people get disheartened. And they also just don't have the stamina. It can be really fun that it gives, that if given time, you can have the ability to make anything. Exactly. The learning curve for Blender is really hard, but once you get to a certain point, everything just gets so much easier. So it's good that you're going through it now and getting a chance to learn all these different features. It's kind of weird when you think about it. There's a lot of people that just don't ever want to push themselves to strive for anything. It's really disheartening because so many people have such great potential. They just throw to the side. Like, yeah, could I do it? Yeah, but man, it would take a lot of effort. And so thus they never strive. Now, don't bite off more than you can chew necessarily, but don't resign yourself to do nothing. Well, one of the challenges of this shot is that quite a lot happens. And this is one of the reasons why I started breaking up the animation with different camera angles, because this was originally one shot from start to finish. And I realized, dang, that gets hard. And so this is the reason why I broke it up until sorry about that. And the reason why I broke it up into shots. The whole reason why this is even up to 7-8 shots is because it speeds up the animation tremendously. Cleanup becomes so much easier, but consistency starts to become a problem. So it's not foolproof. I'm finding that the process of trying to work with the character poses and whatnot is slowly getting easier. I am not a pro. I don't think I shall ever be a pro. And but the concept is getting easier for me. That's the point. Do this enough and you will get better. If you're in the top 10% of all Blender users, then you are a pro, mister. I don't know if I'm in the top 10. I'm in probably the top 50%. Top 10. Wow. Need to get myself an award. Top 10%. No, I think I'm probably in the top 30, to be all honest. Top 30. It would probably be more accurate. What I need to do is I need to probably compete in one of those challenges that are out there. You know, just to find out where I actually do land. What the heck? Hey, there's an update. No, if you count the very casual users or those who got thrown off, you'd easily fit in the 10%. Yeah, 10%. Oh, yes. I am sophisticated, and I know, how to make all these grand feature-length films in Blender. Oh, not yet, but getting there. We'll compromise. We'll say top 20%. Top 10 would be a little wishful for me. I don't even compete with some of the other Blender users that I've met, but the one difference is I still kept with it, and I keep trying to grow in it. When I make my first 5-minute short, I will say that I'm in the top 10. Until then, I'm in the top 20. I had an advisor that was trying to get me into a competition, and unfortunately, it didn't pan out. My skill set just didn't make it possible. But I was trying it, almost got it, But I almost got a submission done, but that didn't quite work out. I just didn't have the time to dedicate to really pull it off. But I do wonder what would have happened if I had put in for that. Probably nothing, to be completely honest. But it might have given me a new set of skills. Because after that, I went into After Effects because I couldn't cut it in 3D. I am glad to see the art community is really starting to stand up against the AI. I've not dedicated my time to making short animations a whole lot because of AI. Whenever I whenever I did something, it didn't really work out. And then I would see people doing AI videos. I'm like, well, those get views and artists don't. So I just started to give up. And that's when I really realized just how easy it is to sink into discouragement. That's what this year is about. Trying to take some of those ideas I put on the shelf, taking them down and trying to actually do something with them. This is one of those projects. Started in 2023, I think. Are you a bot? That seems like a very suspicious sort of message. Quite suspicious indeed. Now, that might not be the case, but I've seen it enough to where that's looking a little suspicious. We are going to delete that message, and you have one chance to correct. All right. How do I do this again? All right, let's just delete from over here. No, it doesn't want to delete. Well, that's frustrating. Well, still the warning has been given. We will wait and see what happens. You know, it's kind of interesting to realize that the world of streaming is dead. People are slowly but surely coming to terms with that, especially those that actually were trying to make it work. I knew early on that streaming was a dying industry. I had no interest in wanting to try and change that necessarily. I realized that there was no changing it. But it does baffle me the number of people that actually invested heavy into streaming with the hopes that they were going to strike it big. I know I will never strike it big. And some people will succeed, like Burnt Peanut. Doesn't mean that they're actually succeeding, though. It means that they're being promoted to being successful. But it will be short-lived. Short-lived. We're going to exaggerate this face for just 2 frames. Looks a lot better. Be right back, folks. back to this. All right, so we want to have this spot right here. He has a burst of motion. So let's make his fins start to propel him here. That's better. Now we got to get his tail involved here. Perfect. And then he pulls back and he realizes, no, he's stuck. But right here, he pauses a little too suddenly. So let's see here. We need to bring him back. He gets here. And then slowly starts to work his way forward here. And that's when, oh, that's a problem. And then he gets sucked on up. So this look at the camera needs to be a little bit longer. So let's just grab all these keyframes right on here. Let's grab everything forward. Move it forward. Second and a half. Man, this is going a lot faster. A whole lot faster. It may not seem like that necessarily, but compared to how long it took me to do these to begin with, I'm definitely seeing the speed increase. Which, one, kind of mentions how slow I was to begin with. But two, goes to show that, do a little bit every day and you get better. By the way, we'll go for another 25 minutes. Then we're going to do a swap over to Fortnite. And because I said that I would pass on some sprites to some folks, and we will wait to see if those folks are on and are still in need of those. Hey, greetings there, Mig Tunes. How are you doing? Mig Tunes. Sounds like you're making some animations. And if so, if that is indeed the case, what sort of stuff? Make a bit of everything. I can respect that. And it very much describes a lot of what I do. Little bit of everything. Are you working on a short? That I am. It's a project that I thought was dead a couple of years ago, and so I put it on the shelf and waited to see if Blender would have an update in which I could be able to go back and salvage the project. Thankfully, they did indeed have an update, and so the project is saved after 3 years. So I'm going back to go through it and just refine it. It's nothing all that special. It was an early animation, and so it's basically kind of like a test of the character rig, and the textures were awful. The rig was pretty bland and not very effective, but it got the job done, and it taught me a lot. It wasn't my first. It was one of my first shorts, and but the best one that I've done so far is one of a character throwing a snowball. That one was a lot more professional looking. This one, by contrast, is just a simple animation of a fish thinking that he's getting dinner and then getting caught on a hook. I know, super special. But yeah, it's gonna probably be about a minute when it's all said and done. That's what it's currently looking like. Not a pro, but trying to get there a little bit every day. This is actually a fun fact. This is one of the first characters that I designed in 3D. Not this one in particular, but one of the very first designs I ever did in 3D was this particular fish. Why? Because I thought, what's a super easy character to do? And I thought of a fish. And so here I am trying to actually make that idea from about a decade or two ago into a reality. I'll have to show like the original animation that I did. It was so awful. It basically had one bone. It was the tail going back and forth. What sort of artwork are you practicing with these days? I know you said that you do a little bit of everything, but what is it that you're leaning into right now? Looks majestic. A majestic parrotfish is what he was designed to be, because they actually are pretty cartoonish in many ways. Got a few projects I'm working on with Blender. One of the great parts about the Blender community is that it is, full of all different levels of artists. You have the pros, you have the amateurs, you have the people that just dabble in it for a little bit of fun here and there. But for the most part, it's a very encouraging community. I'm also streaming all of it. I didn't like Blender back then, but I love it now. You know, when I was just getting started, I had a roommate who, when I was back in college, I was just getting started with my artistic communications career. And I was working with Maya. Why? Because Maya was how you made all the big films. It was top of the line. It was professional. And my roommate looked at me and said, you know, Blender is eventually going to become a big dog. And I looked at him as like, as if. Blender, I'd worked with Blender before, and it was horrendous. And I was like, that's not possible. Blender is complete trash. It will never be able to make anything more than like little artistic gimmicks. About 6 years after that, Adobe started to cause problems, and I realized I needed to leave After Effects. And my employer could not afford the program Maya. And so what did I turn to? Blender. Lo and behold, the program that my roommate said, you have to get familiar with it. It's going to be big one day. Here I am, years later, having swapped to making Blender one of my most used software. It has replaced, for me, After Effects is replaced Photoshop in many ways. It is top of the line. And I gave him grief about it. Let's just move the camera up a little bit. Wrong camera. Okay. Oh yeah, that's because I had a lot of different camera shots initially with these cameras. There we go. And let us zoom out a little bit. Much better. I think it was 2018 when there was the big Blender update that changed everything. Technically, it happened before then, but like, I think actually, wait a minute, it was 2016, 2017 that Blender had a massive update. And it was 2018 that it became feasible to use it, but 2018 And 19, I think, was when I could actually start using it reliably. And it's just been getting better and better. I wish I understood how to program it, because there's some features I would love to be able to try and do. 5.2 releases tomorrow. Yeah. Bring it on. One of my very first shorts that I was going to do was not only going to be with this fish character, but another one entirely. And it was going to be another fish-related short. That one, unfortunately, didn't happen either. And that was because the software was possible to do it, but I was a one-man army at the time, and I had no idea how to pull off a short like that. And so I had to call it quits because I realized I was in over my head. It was a college project, so that's one of the reasons why I could never go back and finish that one. But there are other things like this one that I can go back and correct. Do you plan to switch immediately or wait? Wait until this short is done, and then I do the update. Oh boy, look at that, folks. Best promotions. Guess what that requires? A immediate ban. Get out of here, you scammer. There we go. Get rid of that nonsense. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, the scammers are starting to get around all of the safety features that and security things that things like Twitch has. Maybe as a small family business. Oh no, what have I done? Poor George and Martha. They just had a small business trying to support, up and coming streamers and all them that need them bots to be able to help them to make their living. You can't allow those folks to go starving. They need that money. You need to invest in them. No. Oh, what a bunch of nonsense. That's going to be good. This one's gone so much faster. Zip. Well, man, this shot is ending up so much better. I'm so glad that 3 years passed between trying to get this to work back then and trying to get it to work now. Yes, it's not as good of a rig as I would like it to be, but for what it's worth, this is working. And this shot was what it was concerning me. This is what kind of ended the project. Initially, it was way too hard to do this motion. And part of it, let me go over why this was such a hard one to do. I didn't know blocking. When you are trying to do an animation, it is good to block. It is very important to create a storyboard and set up the main keyframes. When you do that, the key poses, when you do that, it makes it so much faster. Then the rest of it's just kind of refinement. All right, so is this shot done? I mean, the first part's a little bit not as good as it could be. Let's refine that part. This turn is a little slow, so let's just speed that up a little bit. By the way, just a reminder, every day I'm going to be doing some sort of animation on this. That is the main focus for this week. Get this animation done, start it rendering, and then we go into a short time of games. And then we're going to be going on to the next animation and just keep pinging back and forth. That is the new strategy moving forward. Get it all done. Oh, by the way, I just realized, sorry, Make Tunes, I don't have the notification turned on, so I just realized you did a follow 17 minutes ago. Much appreciated. You're very kind. But anyway, we're going to be doing a little bit of this each day. I might not stream it every single day, but I'll do as much as I can. The next project is going to be the Lego one, followed by the Snowball character again. Right now, he's going by the name of Sven. That may change because I realized that there's actually like real world connections, and I didn't want to make that seem like it was chosen because of that. So I may change the name. But currently, that I need to also work on like a rename for the shorts, because it has a sample name that I was working with. So I have to get a new title and do the block. Well, I have to refine the rigs, and then I have to do the simple block animations, because I'm getting to that point of where I think the short is possible. It's a very simple one, but it is one that I enjoyed piecing together, and I don't know which one I'll go with. It might be one that I call Snowmageddon. Could be the another one, which is a sledding related one. The Snowmageddon might be the easiest one to pull off, but that's kind of like a springtime thing. Maybe the animation will be done by spring. Anyway, we're going to be wrapping this up here in just a moment, and then doing a transition over to the game portion for today. I wasn't planning on doing that, but like I said earlier, it's about trying to fulfill the request that some folks had. Before the next fish animation, I'm going to have to redo this rig because while it's been helpful to go back and just kind of continue on the animation, there's so many problematic points, and I can definitely do the rig better. By the way, folks, if you found anything of merit around here and you're on one of the platforms that has the ability to like the stream, would you consider doing that? If you disapprove of it, well, then you're free to do that. You'll just hurt my feelings. No, it does mean, though, that you're likely flesh and blood if you press like or dislike. I know that YouTube's been getting rid of the dislike button, and, you know, I really dislike that they got rid of the dislike button. The reason why is because many times you will see a bad video and nobody has the ability to really share that with other folks. They're like, oh yeah, well, we want to protect new creators. Understandable. But at the same time, you can't tell if somebody is scamming folks. And so it's best to know that with things like the dislike button. And I was reminded earlier today why that's important, because there are some people that are scamming and lying, and you don't know that until, well, you get the chance to watch the video and you're like, wait a minute, there's something off about this guy. Okay, so now let's bring back the rest of the scene. And let's bring back the worm. And the fishing hook. Okay, so we're going to save that. And we will add that to the scene. Let's put that to workbench, materials, and viewports. Yes, the worm's going to stay put along with the hook, because we're going to have to do that part next time. Come over here. This is shot 7. By the way, I'm starting to really understand better how to build shots for a video. There's not really a good tutorial on it, so a lot of it's been guesswork. Some of it I think has worked out, and others definitely could use some improvement based upon things that I've learned. All right, but the shot system seems to really be where. Wait, cannot rename. Oh, it's already there. The shot system is definitely where organization really starts to go get to the next level. Any face animation for the worm? No, he's going to be too small. I thought about that. Originally I was going to have a little mouth, and he was supposed to say a couple of lines. In fact, I had that part already scripted out, and I listened to it a couple years back when I was doing the animation. I was like, this sounds horrible. And so I just got rid of it. And now all he does is look and give expression. So he's going to be all about trying to use his body to convey information, but not much happens with him. So, because one of the things that's going to happen is he's going to jump off the hook when the fish bites. So he jumps off the hook, and that's how come the fish knows, oh, we got a problem here. And so the worm's just going to be floating down. The fish is going to drop back into the water along with the hook, and the worm's going to get back onto the hook and just get pulled off screen, and the fish is going to be just kind of shaken and swim off to the side. That's how the animation is going to end. So you could say that the worm is a little bit of a trickster in that sense, but no mouth. Maybe for the next short, I can do that with him, but I have a couple other characters I want to introduce instead. Assuming, I actually have the ability to make this work. Because right now I have, I think I had 7 shorts planned out, and I couldn't even get the first one done. But I'm getting there now, slowly but surely. Better, all right, well, that's happening. Let me see if who is currently online for this. I don't see on. This may be a little bit of a dud here. We will see. I'm gonna. Yeah, so once we add this to the video clip, then I will transition the video over the stream over to the Fortnite section. Then I will be going to bed shortly thereafter because I have to go back to work finally. Been off for a couple of days, and I only got halfway on things that I wanted to get done. But at least I am kind of up to speed. I got the important things squared away, and got a whole new kind of setup going on right now, and got projects operational. The only one that I didn't really get a whole lot of headway on was Milo. That story is very close to being done. And I don't know how much more I'm going to need to add. But the story's fleshed out. I'm enjoying the story. I need to start testing it before I take it to the next step. And of course, the long transition to get to video editor. All right. But at the rate that this is being animated, I should have, well, I don't want to say that it's going to happen, but it could be that when I get to the end of this week, this short will be all finalized, because there's a couple of big things I have to do to refine it a little bit more, add in some shots. Like I need to do some hands for the fishing rod. I'm not looking forward to that one. That's going to be a little difficult. All right, so we'll just see what this looked like beforehand and what it looks like after. So this is the original shot. So more or less, it's decent, but it's not very refined. It feels sluggish. It feels kind of choppy. This is what it is now. It's also too tight. This one's much better. Wonderful. Okay. Let's hide that. All right. Good to go. It's coming together. All right. Gonna save this, close it down, and move over to the next part of the stream here. So I'm going to go over and change the title here, and I'm going to step away, and I will be back shortly. Oops. Forgot that that was with other players. My bad. All right, so what else do we want to put to top level? Let's do this guy, since we just got him. Should be interesting. Try and max him out. So here's something to think about when it comes to projects. What do you say when somebody presents you a project that you don't believe in? And I'm not saying that you don't believe in it like, oh, I think it's going to make money or not. No, a project that you don't believe in on an ethical basis. How do you navigate that? Well, I had to try and navigate that a while back. Somebody presented me a project and I was like, ooh, I don't know if I can go through with this, but I wanted to hear them out. I didn't want to be disrespectful to them. And then I realized, you know, I believe I was so concerned about it that I thought, you know, I can't overlook this. And I had to pull out of the project. I kind of regretted it initially. I thought, well, I just ruined an opportunity. I lost out on my great big break. Could have made a whole lot of money doing it. Could have made a lot of, you could have gotten a lot of fame, a lot of clout. And it didn't happen. The reason why is because the animation they wanted me to work on was about hopelessness and slaughter. What the? Oh, you're just normal. And I realized just how very unfortunate it is when somebody is commissioning you and they decide that it's going to be about something so dark. And then you're just left thinking, why? Why do you have to go to such dark corners? Why do you have to be so determined? Oh, bird bath. Filming birds, huh? Oh, bath. Here we go. What the heck? That came out of nowhere. I don't think I've ever seen that before. But anyway, the video project was... I tried to reason it away. I was like, well, maybe I could do it if I did this or that. And I was determined to try and make that work. But the more that I thought about it, the more I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. And finally, after several days of thinking about it and debating, I was like, I contacted him and said, I can't do it on moral reasons. This is troubling me the more that I think about it. Thankfully, he was quite understanding. But at the same time, it's like, well, it's a shame that he wanted to go through with that. Ew. You can think that you'll get away with doing a project here and there, that you'll be able to pull it off and not really pay the consequences. I can definitely tell you, you do pay a consequence. It's just not the consequence maybe that others will. And you may find a little bit of success here and there. It doesn't mean you will find success forever. Just a normal spray. Well, so much for thinking that barrel could help me just a little bit. Man, that storm is moving fast. Golly, that was a problematic storm. Oh, the alternative has been beaten, slain. There was no alternative for him. Oh, fella. Good thing I had enough sniper shots. I realized that many times it comes with just one shot, and I was afraid that I had already used that up. But so there's a couple of different ways that people can be tempted into compromising in order to achieve opportunity. Money tied to projects is definitely a big part of that. Let's say, for example, somebody comes up to you and says, hey, we want to make a video that has children being beaten. You do not want to be associated with such a project. But there are people out there that use that as like a test to see if you are going to cooperate with them. Oh golly, that was close. I got all the sprites here. I'm the Sprite King. Don't you all agree? Uh-oh. Oh, that could have been bad. Wait, I thought I put the guy on my back in there as well. Nope, time to go incognito. Ah, shield. More shield. And a bandage. So anyway, you may think that, well, no one's going to come up and want me to do a project that's going to cross a moral boundary. Oh, yes, they will. Yes, they will. And you don't realize what they're going to ask until you are basically forced into that sort of scenario and you have to make that tough decision. It is not easy. They do not make it easy. What they will do is they will try and make it more and more difficult for you if you deny. And it's up to you to try and hold the line. Ask for help. Get someone to back you up. Don't try and stand against some of these people on your own, because you could be greatly discouraged when you suddenly realize that these people will try and trick you and force you to do things you do not approve of. Ew, a fire hollow. Oh. Oh, close. It could have gotten me in the back. Would have been over. Well, this guy's level 4. Based upon how these things tend to go, this is the end game. I better get rid of him. Boing. One of the missions, though, that I realized this for the first time was when they wanted me to help out with a scamming tax organization. And it was a legit business, but they were hurting people financially and then pretending like they had nothing to do with it, that somehow they were in the right for it. It's like, no, you guys are deliberately trying to hurt people for a profit. And I really, really do not approve of that sort of stuff. Oh, look at that. Rare candy. Oh, well. I can't use that right now. It was worth checking, though, all the same. I need a little bit more health before heading on inland. Yeah, rock. Another hollow. Yeah, everywhere. There we go. All right. So the tax thing was concerning to me. And a lot of people act like somehow it's like, oh, it's an understandable thing. You just gotta learn to work with that sort of stuff. And I'm like, no, we are not going to be corrupt. Uh-oh. Oh, that hurt. Ouch. That hoit way too much. Go deal with this guy. There he is up there. Disregard. I don't actually want to deal with him. I'm going to ignore him. I have the hollow of this guy, right? Well, until I know better, take him with me. This is not a good situation. What sort of gummy are you? Okay, I have you as well. Ooh. You know, I'm pretty sure I have the water one. Yep. Close. Perfect. I need that. And that. Gave me that drink. Oh, hey there. Got that. It's me and one other guy. Take you guys with me. is this guy? Let's call him on in. There he is. Oh, golly, that's not good. Ready to go. He's healed up at this point. Yeah, woohoo, nicely finalized there. He was spriteless. Well, well, well. That pumpkin head has been smashed, as is most fitting. Level up. Hey, look at that. Level 5. Cool. Not seeing them online, so this might be it might just still end up being me for this stream here. I got a level 5 on him. Let's see, I had the yeah, okay, I did have the water hollow there. All right, so start off with this guy so we can be able to get him to level 5, and then we swap him out. That'd be good to go. So commissions. It's really hard early on to get good commissions without having to compromise something. For me, it was working with tax and with the scammers. And I do call them scammers. I don't care what they think that they are. They are indeed trying to hurt people. And they are not a legit business. They are, I dare say, a criminal business. You do not steal from people in the way that they do. They're pushing people into debt. And I do view debt as theft. It used to be illegal for usury or extreme cases of debt. And lo and behold, now they're like, oh, it's perfectly fine to do this stuff. I don't know why everybody has such a problem. Obviously, we need to be able to get our money back. I was like, yeah, at all costs, huh? Take this, Godzilla. Ooh. Oh, golly. That one is a little suspicious. Yes, most suspicious. Well, so much for getting that guy to level 5. Who else can we get to level 5? Most of them. Oh, here we go. We can get this guy up there. That one should be easy. So, you have this weird sort of situation when you're getting started in the world of media. You're going to have somebody come along and tell you, oh, you want to be in this industry? We're going to have to get some dirt on you. Let's make you grovel. Let's put you down and do something that you disapprove of. By the way, most people that work as leaders in the media world are very evil. They want to get you to sin. I do not say that lightly. Everyone that I have worked for in the world of media, not saying communications, the world of media, like they are the media creators, they have some sort of dark, ulterior motive. Now, some of them are more benign than others, but most of them, if they reach a certain level of power, they start to compromise pretty severely. They start to push you to have to compromise, and it does not go over very well. The fact that people who want to do evil are the ones that get the early commissions is baffling to me. There's so many projects that people could work on. Why is it that people are so determined to only back the dark? And I do blame customers. Customers are actually the reason why this stuff happens. Like the number of people that I hear who are praising the up and coming films that were done by very small groups, like, oh, look, they're underdogs. They're making something on a budget. And you look at the film, it's like, this is depraved. Oh, but it's done on a budget. They're up and coming. Oh, they're trendsetters. No, what they are is they made a deal with the devil. And fans should know better than to support something like that, but they don't, because to them it's all about whatever makes them feel good, not about whether or not something's right. And it does get to be quite the issue. Give it enough time, and a lot of people are going to regret having backed a lot of these things. One of the there was a creator who I heard about that I got to hear a speech from, who was mentioning his regrets. Oh. He was mentioning his regrets, and a lot of it had to do with compromising early on and saying, okay, I want the popularity, I want the power, I'm going to compromise and just do whatever. And he was commissioned to work on in the adult film industry. It wasn't for very long, because then he's like, oh, well, I can't do this. But the thing was that he was doing it. It was something where it became a kind of like trying to get people to do it, to participate, to force them into stooping to their level, you could say. A big issue. And, when you have people that are constantly putting pressure, it does get hard to turn away from the evil. It does get hard. It's not impossible. That's why it's important to be able to work with folks and say, hey, you know what? Together, let us overcome this evil. But if you don't have that person, it's really hard. Oh, look, another fire sprite. Whoop-de-doo. Now, there are a lot of different types of media you can get stuck having to make. The one, though, that really troubles me the most, and it's kind of weird to say, in that when I was growing up, I was told basically anything that was in the adult film world was the most evil of things that you could make. I do not disagree with that, but I don't necessarily concur 100%. I think there's one that's worse. Well, two that's worse. One is demonic. I think demonic stuff is very, very, very bad. The other one is violence. I think slaughter is the worst thing you can possibly have in a film, besides the demonic. The reason being is people can recover from most things in this world. The moment that a person's life ends, you can't recover. They're gone. Their journey's over. So when I see films that focus on slaughter, I get disgusted. I get so utterly revolted by it. And I used to not be that way. I used to think, oh, it's part of the story. Oh, it's a humor element. And then there was a movie where the one of the characters ends up casually killing a side character, casually, and it's supposed to be a joke. And the people that were in the room started laughing, and I don't even remember what it was that tipped me off that there's something that was deeply wrong. But in the end, what happened was my mind started to see that as, what if the person that just was slain was me? What if it was someone I cared about? Would I laugh? What would I do if I saw somebody laughing at that harm? And then I started having a completely different outlook on life when it came to that violent stuff. The more I saw it in movies, in games, the more disturbed I was getting. And that's why if I had to put a list of types of media that detest me the most, that'd probably be number 2, if not number 1. I kind of view demonic in that as kind of like one and the same in many ways, because they're usually tied together. But violence is the thing that troubles me the most. And there are other things. But I think that we as a culture have gotten so obsessed with trying to focus on some sins that are in media, to where we've given a pass on things like violence. And I remember talking with somebody who was like, oh, there's nothing worse than having something that is, there's nothing worse than having a rude joke. There's nothing worse than having something that is, I should have thought that one through a little bit more. Basically, they wanted to excuse violence as best as they could, and I couldn't. The more I saw how people reacted to it, the more I was like, there is something deeply wrong about this, and it does make me think that when people were saying years ago, violence in movies and video games is spurring violence in the real world. I remember hearing about that. I thought it was ridiculous. I was told it's ridiculous. And then life happened, and I started observing the people around me. I don't think that anymore. Some of the most violently minded people that I have met have a draw to violence. I don't think it causes it. I think what it causes is for people to saturate themselves with it, to become passive about it, to welcome it. It's one thing to have slapstick. It's one thing to have things like the movie Gladiator, where it actually carries weight of like consequences. It's something else entirely when you trivialize it, when you make a mockery of the act, when you begin to delight in it. If Gladiator, the movie, made it to where the guy who was the gladiator was starting to enjoy it and have fun, that would have made the movie evil. But because they avoided that, it became a classic. It became a film that was inspiring. It didn't start out that way. It could have gone the other way for all we know. It wouldn't have taken much. People would have very easily welcomed the opportunity to see a movie that is, all just blood and guts. There was a guy when I was working at Disney. This is the guy that made me realize I couldn't deal with that stuff. Because one day we were working, and he was a good guy for the most part. That was until this moment. He suddenly said, "Oh, I had a great dream last night. Oh, it was so great, and I was so upset when I woke up and it wasn't real." What was it? I don't even want to repeat it. Basically, it was him committing an atrocity. And I never wanted to be around that guy again. Like, this is what you are dreaming about? And then not only did you dream about it, you delighted in it. How depraved, how sickening. The Nocturne Patrol But it's important. It is so very important that we look at our fellow human beings with some level of respect and grace. To value each person as having merit, as having a life worth preserving. If we don't, it is so very easy for us to just passively think that that their life somehow doesn't matter. I can't do that. Even people that I dislike, I can't do that. Wanting to see them hurt means that their journey comes to an end. It means they don't improve. It means they perish in their sin. I don't want to see that happen. So very much I don't want to see that happen. You're just normal, right? Yep, you are normal. Fortnite says 6. Greetings 6, how are you doing? Anyway, I won't continue on this topic just because it does get depressing, but anyway, that's why you won't see a focus on violent material from anything that I do, and why, if there is anything that's violent, it's going to have a purpose, a meaning, and it's going to avoid that suffering without purpose. It's going to help teach rather than delight in suffering. It was just a regular soccer ball. No one wants a soccer ball. Get out of here. That scowl that guy gave me. All right, let's see here. We need to get this guy leveled up just a little bit more before... Oh, there he is. Try and sneak up on me, would you? Wait a minute. What sort of gummy do you have on your back? Oh, you got a king gummy. I think I have that already. But much appreciated. Thanks for your donation. I will take your candy and I will go put it in the portal. Come with me, you little death gummy. Oh, this guy's not leveled up yet. So before I do that, I need to... There we go. Thank you, buddy, for showing up. I need your help. And I did not get your help. I instead ruined my opportunity. As they say on the internet, oof. Actually, where is that? As they say on the internet... I hit level 3 a few days ago. Dandy. Man, that was unfortunate. I almost had it. And then I lost it, just like the previous one. Pros are out. Well, not really, but you know, they're there as always. Well, I guess we're on to this guy. Boy, he looks so sad. Yeah, now he's happy. I think this might be the last round because I need to go to bed and get get over to work earlier. Like I said earlier, we'll probably do animation on the next stream. Do an animation stream in about 20 hours. And if not, then it will happen the following day. Mondays and Tuesdays usually don't have a whole lot of interest in terms of people wanting to watch streams, so I'll probably end up just working on that stuff behind the scenes. Because yeah, no need to put stuff to the airwaves if there's not any interest in it. Because I do work faster when I am doing it in isolation. All right, tally-ho. Down with a galaxy of water. Ooh, I've not been to this spot, I don't think. Yeah, just break through the window. Hello. Where are you, buddy? You can't hit the broadside of a barn. I know in your frustration you just decide to destroy the stairs. I can't blame you. Ooh, we got leveled up. And trying to level up in this game right now is pretty difficult. Losing the sprites is very, very easy. Oh, perfect. Because yeah, twice tonight I had them basically ready to deploy and then I lost them. Frustrating. Nice building, but not much happening around here. Ooh, that's interesting. Man, I miss going to water resorts of some kind. Alaskan water is just too cold. I miss kind of a tropical sort of environment. Been inside this building before, but I just haven't been in that one over there, so interesting. Oh, what was that? Oh, just health. Bland. Oh, shield, there we go. Something else that will be happening probably in 2 weeks is I'm going to be doing the reading of Pharaoh and the Smith, but I realized I might want to do an update to it before I do that, because there's some areas I just wasn't happy with when I originally wrote it, and I may go back and update it. Oh, suitcase. Those little sprite boxes don't give very good sprites for the most part. Hey, I'm not trying to insult you, but you know, you're just not very high value.
Yeah, whatever.
Uh-huh, yep. See you, little sprite. See you, birds. Oh, golly. That was very close. All right. Good escape. That guy hit harder than I expected. I expected with how he missed early on that he was going to be a cakewalk. Nope. Surprise. I gotta remember to also start preparing the next storytelling stream, because that one's going to be an intriguing one. It will be about ways that Disney could have improved the Disney Star Wars and actually made it good. I wrote a whole bunch of these a couple years ago, and this will be the first time that most folks will have gotten a chance to hear this. I did share them a while back, but the audience was pretty small, and so we'll see how that fares. Actually, wait a minute. Swap out that. Someone perished around here. Aren't you supposed to do something over here? Are you supposed to like help heal? Nope. Well, fine. I didn't want to be around you anyway. Oh, the oats. The oats have been eliminated. Imagine having the name of Oats. All right. You are just a water hollow, right? Yeah. Water hollow. You're a fish. And get to go on that. Better start carrying the suitcase with me so I can throw it down at a moment's notice. And I better swap that out. A little bit easier for traveling. Me and my suitcase. Time to travel. Actually. Waiting around in a pool. already got that. Oh. Surprise. All right, somebody's at the top of this area here. Oh, hello. Oh, you're up top. Snake. Well, that was unfortunate. I forgot he's not really going to get much damage by falling off of that. Oh, well, I missed the ability to just throw down the fire and burn it. Totally would do that. Well, we're going to bring the stream to a close. Thanks, folks, for stopping by. And we will probably see you tomorrow. It will be more animation tomorrow, and there may be some other stuff that we do as well. So anyway, we will be doing that then. Until next time, folks, have a very pleasant evening and morning. Regardless of what happens in life, just remember, be civil to one another and spread that civility with someone new this week. We will see you next time. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.